Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jang. I'm an admission advisor from CRCC Asia. Today's with me, we have juniors from Alumni's team and two of our lovely global ambassador, Matthew and Gones. So I'm absolutely thrilled you could join us today. I know you're all here because you're dreaming big, you're ready to make an impact, and you're looking for a little crucial boost to make your international experience a reality. So, well, you've come to the right place. So, today we're gonna having a chance to meet our lovely global ambassadors and diving into the details of our exciting scholarship programs. This isn't just about covering the cost, but it's also about opening the door to transformative global careers and personal growth. At the end of the sessions, we will have a Q&A. So you have a chance to speak up or like ask us any questions that you may have about our programs, about our global ambassadors, or the whole experience as a whole. So let's get started. CRCC Asia has a comprehensive international internship programs model, which is a robust network of more than 1,000 international partners in 18 career fields for each program locations. We have good claims and high international credibilities for being the world's leading internship providers in Asia. So we have sent over 11,000 students and graduates worldwide to China, Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, India, and Thailand through our various programs offering. We are expanding into Europe as well and some other Asian cities such as Taipei, Paris, London, Berlin. So this is a very exciting need that we'd like to share with you guys as well, and you can look forward to for 2026. Next, I would like to share with you how to apply for an international internship program with CRCC Asia. First, you need to select your internship destinations and your career fields. You can choose your preferred internship locations out of our 11 exciting program locations and the top three career field sectors that align with your career or your backgrounds. Then you will be contacted shortly by an admission advisor to like schedule a personalized advising call where you will discuss your career goals, your internship preferences, and learn more about the program's benefits. And then after you enroll in our programs, you will participate in an interviews process with potential host companies that align with your profile and preferences. And last but not least, which just makes our program so special, is that you will secure your guaranteed internship and start your journey with us. So you will 100% sure receive a guaranteed internship offer and benefit from our comprehensive pre-departure support to ensure a smooth transitions and successful international experience. So as we approach our 20th anniversary, I want to give a huge shout out to our incredible global partners and every single participant who has walked through our doors. We truly couldn't do this without you guys. So our mission has always been singular and clear to open the door for every ambitious student and young professionals. Um, Providing that essentials, career launching, international experience they need to thrive in the modern economy. The fantastic feedbacks you see in the slides confirms we're hitting the mark and changing lives. But why even listen to text on the screen? Because it's time to meet the people who have actually lived this mission. Get ready because next up, we're going to hear directly from our global ambassadors who are also our successful programs alumni. First, Gones Adams. So Gonas, let's kick things off. For everyone watching, could you please quickly introduce yourself? Tell us your name, what universities and major you're pursuing when you apply, and which amazing program you are a part of.
Hi everyone, I'm Gulnaz and I recently embarked in a internship through CRCC Asia in Kyoto, Japan. I was an engineering intern as I am a chemical engineering major at UCLA in Los Angeles, California. And I joined, as I said, through CRCC and where I was matched with a company called Connect Systems Corporation, and I was put into their research and design segment of their company where I helped facilitate and advance more findings for a battery that they are currently working on, and they're actually still working on this battery. So it was very exciting to be able to contribute to their findings into something that can genuinely, change Japan, through something that's a needed sustainable energy source. So we have pictures from the right. So there's me right in front of the company headquarters, me with my supervisor, CEO, and manager on my last day after I made my presentation on all my findings, and me holding my certificate after the long 2 months of being there, of really just acknowledging that I did complete the program and I indeed went abroad and interned. And so to like join this program, what really motivated me was really the best of both worlds things about it. As an engineering major, it's really important to be able to gain experience in the industry. And so many engineering students, we use our summers to focus on getting internships. But the thing about that is that we're not able to go abroad and study abroad like other majors can. And that was something I really wanted to do. I feel like, your time is never going to come back when you're in college. Like, we're young right now. And, this is before we actually need to make like real life choices when it comes to like where we want to move for our careers, when we have to like really consider other factors whenever we want to travel. So when I found this program through my school and found out that they had like a global internship program, I really just was like, okay, like let's go into it. Like it seems like it's the best of both worlds. I get experience, but I also get to go somewhere that I've never been before. And I didn't really know what to expect when joining, to be quite honest. I think I have no background at all or any connection with anywhere in Asia. I'm not Asian. I like, if anything, I was more familiar with like places like Europe or places that spoke more English. So I didn't really know what to expect when I got matched with Japan. But like the thing about me, and I think what you should always keep in mind is to always keep an open mind, because at the end of the day, there's always something to learn and just things to explore, and you're gonna have fun regardless. Like going anywhere that's different from your comfort zone is always gonna be an adventure. So, yeah, I didn't really know what to expect, but when I got there, I was like, whoa, like this is like more than anything I could have expected. First of all, like the team at CRCC is super hands-on. They don't just leave you in a foreign country and say, yeah, good luck, like see you in 2 months. Yeah, they keep in touch. I think there was times where I got sick abroad. And once they found out, like they were texting me like multiple times a day, like trying to make sure I was okay, that I was able to see the doctor, like connecting me with resources, how to find a clinic abroad, checking in to see how we're doing, but also they are really good at especially for some people who like I think it's hard for everyone. It's hard to kind of assume that everyone's going to be able to make friends so quickly. Like for example, I'm a very outgoing person. It's easier for me, but it's not necessarily easy for everyone. But they're really good at also getting you involved. So there was, I think, about close to 10, no, well, I was only there for 8 weeks, but like multiple events where we like kind of were mandatory to go to, but like they were things that you would want to do anyway. Like there was like a kimono ceremony, a tea ceremony, things that like really got you into the culture and things that could you really would want to do anyway. Um, yeah, one thing that I really liked about being there was probably Oh, so okay, I went there during the summertime, and summer is genuinely no offense, the grossest, hottest time of the year in Japan. It is so hot and humid, but it's like I was only there for 2 months, so it's like you have to get out and do something, like YOLO. So I think one of my favorite experiences there was when there was I forgot what the festival is called, but it was a festival where you celebrate the new season change and something about what was it? Trying to want all the bad energies to go away, and it happened at a shrine. So it was like a Shintoist um religion-based thing, and I was there and it was like they're doing their rituals where like the men are dancing together with the kids and playing like their flute, and they have like this dragon and these like mini shrines that they're holding up and down. It's kind of like mini floats that they have. And so I was there with my friends, and I was just sitting down because I needed a break from sitting. And there was this woman, and she started speaking English to me, which was very rare. Like in Japan, most people don't really speak English. And she was speaking very good English, and she was asking me where I was from, what I was doing there, and I won't forget her. And her name was Yubo. We started talking for like an hour. And since she was in the dance, she got me and my friends involved in the dance. And we got a bunch of other locals in the dance as Americans. So it was so nice to see that you can connect with people that you really don't share anything in common with, but it's like just being a nice, outgoing person gets you very far. And I think it's a life lesson to take away that just because you're different than someone, at the end of the day, we're all people and we're all capable of communicating to each other in any way. Um, and I think like with that being said, like this experience, I how do I say, like I will never regret doing it, you know? So I learned so much that I didn't even think I would learn. I didn't, like I said, I didn't know what to expect, but this is like very Japan bias, obviously, because I was in Japan, but just learning how other people live their life, the type of values they have, morals they live by. Japan is a very peaceful country. You don't necessarily see any road rages like you see in America, you know. Literally on their coffee, there's a coffee brand called Boss Coffee, and on the logo, it says work and peace, and that is like the summary of the Japanese people, work and peace. They care about their work ethic, and they care about coming home to a family, being peaceful. Like I remember at the tea ceremony, they were telling us how people come and the whole idea is to literally leave anything negative at the door and just reset, which is a dream. Like I think like right now in America, a big thing is like spiritualism and trying to find your inner peace. And so being there, um, it was like very valuable to see that and just to see how different life can be, but also how successful a community and society can be when everyone has some sort of moral respect for each other. You bow multiple times in a conversation. You treat each other as equals, which I think like what does that really mean? I think it just really means like treating each other with respect. Other things too, like their public transportation. God, I miss it. Like it was so nice and convenient to like be able to get on a train and go wherever I wanted. The safety aspect, how clean it was. So yeah, I really miss it. I miss the yen, the Japanese yen. Oh, I need to go back and bring so many things back. But yeah, all I'm trying to say is like there's so much to take away. So like definitely don't miss out on any opportunities. And any advice for students that I have is honestly just go for it. Like if you have the financial means and you even have the little inkling to go, go. Because at the end of the day, like the time is gonna pass by anyway. Like the summer will happen, right? And it's like you can either spend it home or you can go and have a bunch of things to take away that I won't even be able to tell you, right? Because like I said, I didn't know what to expect, and you're gonna learn so much. And yeah, just make sure to like always take advantage of your opportunities, and it's a great opportunity, I will say.
Thank you very much, Jonas, for your really, I would say, inspiring, very memorable, sharings. I really love that you actually got to experience hands-on tasks like doing research at a really amazing engineering company, but also got to experience outside of your internship, like knowing more about the people, the culture, the transportations, and like all the events that we're gonna host for you. But this is really amazing, and thank you so much again. Now I would like to introduce to you Matthew, our next global ambassador. So Matthew, I know that your program's a little bit different from Gones. So can you please introduce yourself? What's your university, your major, and then which amazing programs you were a part of?
Yes, so hello everyone. My name is Matthew. I am a junior at the University of Georgia in Athens, Georgia. I got a chance to participate on the Seoul experience this past May semester, which was a little bit different than the internship in that it was more of an like a taste of the country's culture. So what happened was through my school, one of our study abroad programs through the business school partnered with CRCC Asia, so that when we got over there to the airport, they picked us up, brought us to our accommodations, and kind of led us throughout 2.5 weeks in Seoul, Korea through a lot of the cultural sites, the food, the attractions, the museums, and just really gave us a feel for what South Korean culture was like. As a business student, I think it was especially cool for me to be able to immerse myself in a completely new environment with the vision of eventually one day hoping to study abroad or to work abroad. And so it was a really good experience just being able to learn to get out of my comfort zone and to learn how to kind of manage that early on before I go into the workforce. And so in the pictures highlighted here, these were taken all across South Korea, or sorry, all across Seoul. As our group got a chance to see so many different sites and interact with a lot of companies. Because I had a more business focus, we got a chance to visit a lot of major corporations. So if y'all heard of Samsung, if y'all heard of Hyundai, if y'all heard of like Lotte, those are some of the big corporations that we got to visit and talk to. And so it was really cool just seeing how different their company cultures were and how different their daily day-to-day work life is. And then in addition to that, we got a chance to do a lot of excursions. So for example, we got to go to do like the Korean color matching, which was really cool, where we got to like find the colors for our clothing that match our skin tone the best. We got to do some skincare stuff. We had a K-pop dance class, which you can see on the top right. And so overall, it was just a really neat experience being able to have a more facilitated kind of like way to get immersed into a completely different culture through CRCC Asia. And the guidance that they provided, I remember the first day we arrived, they took us to our first group dinner. And so they introduced us to a lot of the Korean foods there, the Korean like eating norms, I guess, restaurant customs and all that. They showed us how to kind of like how to use the transportation systems there, how to exchange money there, some basic phrases. So it was a lot of cool insight in preparation that CRCC Asia gave us to make sure that our time there, that we can maximize our time there as much as possible. And so going through this program, I think the biggest takeaway I have is that studying abroad in any capacity and then wanting to work outside of your home place in the future is definitely something to get an early start on if you can. And so through CRCC Asia, they basically make it a stress-free way for anyone to want to get a taste of that early on. So I would definitely recommend CRCC Asia for that. And I thank them so much for this program.
Thank you very much, Matthew. I also have one more questions for you as well. Like looking back, how has this whole global adventure changed the game for you? Like if you can give us a before and after pictures, probably not after the color analysis, of course, but like the whole experience in generals. What moment did it influence you personally, academically, or professionally? And if you could give one advice for all the participants who still like weighing their options, what would be the advice that you give them?
For sure. So, a little snapshot before and after. So before, I had never traveled to Asia at all. And so going to South Korea was my first time. I really didn't know what to expect. I remember getting on the airplane for the first time by myself was a whole thing. When I got off the airport, having to navigate in a place with a completely different language that I couldn't, where I couldn't really talk to a lot of people was definitely something. But then again, throughout the experience, it really opened my mind, to how cool it just was. Being just kind of not knowing for once and kind of, almost like getting away from what you do know. And so then after the program, I think I definitely was inspired to take on a more international career path in the future. I'm actually studying international business at my school right now, which is really cool because I've been looking into a lot of global industries, like Samsung, for example, where I'm trying to search for careers to work outside of the United States in my case. And so I feel like from before and after the trip, I think I've really gained an appreciation for just wanting to try new things. And that's probably my biggest piece of advice for anyone still on edge, if they want to go on this or experience like an international program through CRCC Asia or not. It's just trying new things. seems like a really hard thing sometimes when you're kind of like used to just going through school and then finding a career and doing the usual path. But then being having the chance to actually like go study abroad or intern abroad in a place that's completely different, but under again circumstances where it's not all entirely on you and where you're getting assisted to do so, is what I think makes this program worth it. And what I think makes being a part of CRCC Asia, like in your college during your college days, be really worth it long term. So
Okay, thank you so much for your sharing. I think Trang just lost her connection. She'll be up in a second. But thank you so much for your
Oh,
sharing. It's such a great experience to hear from you. Um, like, can you share a little bit more about your memorable experience, like something else, like for example, Ganas in your workplace as well? You did mention you like help them with the findings, like what are the dynamics during your internship with your boss? Like, did you have a lot of assistants? Did you have a lot of conversation with them? Or you were asked to like do some, because we got like some questions as well, like do you just bring around coffees or you actually work with them like in the like serious professional work as well?
so I um so my role in the company was to sort of be an assistant for my supervisor, but it was hands-on work. So in the way of like he took the first, I would say 2 weeks teaching us about what his project was about and what his role was in the company, how things worked, how to be in lab, um, how to make different formulations that he needed, how to use different machinery, and then it moved on to like, okay, well, you know, and then with that he was also like actively still like taking measurements of things. So like that was like the first 2 weeks. So like it was like his project was kept going that he was assigned, and he was introducing us to it. By the next, like I would say after like the first week and a half, that was when, he would try to test us to see how capable we are in the lab sitting on our own. And so like it got to the point where he really tried to prepare us to really just work on our own, talk to the manager alone, like be able to report our findings, explain everything, but then also like there were a lot of times where like we would do like half and half like in the lab, but then the other half we'd go and research new things to use. Like I said, research and design. Um, yeah, so I would say that was very hands-on. It was as if like being a real intern in the United States, really, where like you are assigned with the tasks and things to do. So yeah, for me it was a memorable, it wasn't not only a memorable experience to be abroad, but it also gave me things that I could put on my resume, which is really important for me as a third year chemical engineering student to be able to show further employers, future employers in the United States that, hey, I have experience in this, using this, and did this. So yeah, I would say in that way it was very hands-on. It gives very practical experience, especially like if you're in a different country, like don't think that like just being in a different country means that like they're behind in the times than you. If anything, America's like 25 years behind Japan, like respectfully. Like you can even tell from their 7-Eleven, like they are so advanced. So, yeah, I would say that the most memorable thing from it for me was probably, I walked in not really knowing what he was really doing. I was just like, I don't really understand how this works. I'm just gonna pretend like I understand how this works. Yep, I'm just gonna nod. And then towards the end to like not only know how it works, but also be able to contribute to the things that they were going to document to be able to use for their further projects that was going to continue after we left. That was very rewarding. And also like it was nice to know that like I helped and I was helping this person because at the end of the day, like, the companies are doing you a favor per chance, I'll say, because yeah, like you're able to go abroad essentially, but also, they're allowing people to come that they've never met before into their company. So it was really nice to feel cared about. I really felt like they cared to have me be hands-on. And also like they left me a really great letter of recommendation that's helping me get more job opportunities here. So yeah, it was all around a win-win experience.
Okay, thank you so much. I think Trang is back now, so I'll hand it back to her.
Thank you so much, Junior, for your support. And thank you both, Matthew and Gonas, for your really truly inspiring answers and helping us, all of the anyone who's still considering our programs here, a more clearer pictures of how those programs and your experience were. So now, if you guys have any questions to our alumni, please feel free to into the end of Q&A session as well. But now we're diving into the details of our exciting scholarship program. This isn't just about covering the cost, but it's about opening the door for transformative global careers and professional growth. So first up, let's talk about the prices because these are truly life-changing. We have a set of incredibly generous awards designed to recognize and support the next generations of global leaders. Starting with our top tier, we of sustainable development, innovations for the future, international experience programs in Bangkok. If you're passionate about making a lasting, positive change in the world, this is the one for you. For 11 days, you join a selected cohort focused on real-world solutions for a sustainable future. This is a chance to not just see the future, but actually participate in it and build it. Next, for those looking for a deep dive into the business world of one of Asia's most dynamic cities, we are offering 10 Shanghai 4 weeks essential tier full internship programs. So, if you guys may already know, Shanghai is a global economic powerhouse. So, imagine 4 weeks immersed in our long term partners, host company, gaining essential professional skills, networking skills, and experience one of the world's fast-paced cultures. 10 of you will get to do this completely honest. And finally, for an incredible experience in a city known for its incredible energy and entrepreneurial spirit, we're offering four Ho Chi Minh City 4 weeks full programs. Ho Chi Minh City is calling you guys, and this is a comprehensive 4 week programs in a vibrant, rapidly developing hub. It's the develop a blend of professional development and unforgettable culture immersions. So that's a total of 20 incredible full programs up for grabs. Now, you're probably asking, how do I get my hands on one of these? So let's walk through the simple steps of applications. So the best part is that applying for the scholarship is such a simple step in your journey. You're welcome to apply for the scholarship at this early stage. So this ensures we can quickly move to awarding you to the prize if you win. So here's the straightforward path. Step one, you would need to submit your internship application or international experience program application and the scholarship application. This is where you tell us who you are, your profile, your dream city, whether it's Bangkok, Shanghai, Ho Chi Minh City, or any of your locations that you would like. And then your career sector preferences and your timing, such as start date, durations. It only takes a few minutes to start your journey. For a scholarship, it's a short form, so we're talking about 15 minutes max to complete. We don't want to weight you down with essays, and we're also looking for passion, drive, and commitment. Step two, you will need to attend an advising call. So a member of our admission team will hop on a quick call with you. This is a very friendly chat, but also important because where we're gonna confirm your fit, learn more about placement interest, and discuss your best intake options. It's all about making sure this program is the perfect fit for you. Then step three, you would need to pay a deposit as well. So this will secure your spot in the program, but here's the best part, and listen closely. If you win a scholarship, your deposit is fully refunded or applied to any remaining balance in case you would like to choose another programs out of your awards, or you would like to extend up until like 2 months, for example. So you can apply, secure your spot, and pursue the scholarship without any risk. Then last but not least, after you got selected or you would like to enroll in our programs, you will go through a placement process where we're gonna match you with a host company and receive a guaranteed internship offer in advance of your program start date. Talk about timeline. This is crucial. You need to mark these days in your calendar right now. So everyone, please take a picture on the screenshot right now for timelines. If you need something to refer to, please feel free to visit our websites because we do have information dates and time. So don't miss out on these opportunities by being late. Basically, all scholarship applications have already been open since October 22nd, but you have until February 15th to complete the application steps we just covered. That gives you plenty of time, but please start your main program's application today. And then the winner is going to be announced on February 23rd, 2026, and you have roughly 4 days to accept into it. Then runners-up are promoted if unclaimed, declined, or disqualified. I would like to cover a little bit about who's going to be eligible for the scholarship programs. Everyone's above 18. You guys are all welcome to apply for the scholarship as well as welcome to apply to our internship programs. You could be a current student or recent graduate. Any nationalities are welcomes. However, you will need to have a proficiencies in English because all of the companies we are working with, they are international companies. So the main language you're going to be using would be English to, you do your projects or communicate with your supervisor. And the awards must be used in 2026 start date. So it could be any month, but it needs to be 2026. And yeah, for some other highlights that I would like to let you know is that so the deposit is going to be payable to secure your place, which means even after you submit your deposit, if you win the reward, it's going to be refunded back to you, or it could be applied to remaining balance if you decide to go with another programs. And the flexibilities, which means you get to choose another eligible programs or a longer duration, as mentioned, you just need to pay any difference. So unfortunately, no cashback if your new choice is a lower value. But yeah, that's everything about the scholarship. Now, I'm really confident that you guys might have a lot of questions to ask, not just for me, but also for our global ambassadors, Matthew and Gomez. So please feel free to raise your hand if you would like to ask any questions, or you can just leave the questions in the chat box and we'd be happy to answer them.
Yes. In the meantime, I see two questions already in the chat box. The first one is asking, why do we have to pay for international internship? Can you cover a little bit about like what are the costs covering? Like what are we doing with the money that they have spent?
Thank you. Thank you, Junior, and thank you, Anna Laura, for your questions. So basically, the program fee, it would cover our matching host companies process. So we have a network of more than 1,000 host companies across our locations. So because this is a guaranteed internship, when you're enrolled in our programs, you will receive an internship. But also for the program fee, that would also cover the accommodations as well. Induction week, we also do airport pickup. We also have a local program team on the ground for each location who will be still responsible from the day that you arrive in the countries up until the day that you departure. They will be checking on you on a weekly basis. They have events scheduled out for you, so you will learn more about like business, culture, community. but also they be responsible for any 24/7 emergency cases. So to answer your questions, we, besides the internship itself, the program fee also cover a lot of other costs that I would say to help you have the most fully fulfilling experience. Another question is that what is the deadline for internships in Berlin, and are there any opportunities for chemical engineering like in Kyoto? So I'm going to answer the first questions. The deadline for internship in Berlin. So Berlin is one of our newest locations, and we will be starting to operate in Berlin starting from April 2026. So you are welcome to apply for Berlin now, but the absolute deadline would be about like 2 months before our programs because we would need a sufficient amount of time for the placement process as well. Are there any opportunities for chemical engineering, like in Kyoto? So basically, Kansai regions, which covers Kyoto, Osaka, Kobe, is the best options that you can think of when it comes to engineering majors in general. We do have a lot of like tech companies. It could be like in mechanical, electrical, chemicals, pharmaceutical engineering as well. So yeah, you just need to submit your application. Let us know what was your preferences, what your background is, and then yeah, we would let you know like what could possibly be some opportunities in Kansai that would be a great fit for you. Uh, yes. Okay, next questions. How much do I have to pay for the visa fee if I want to apply for Paris? I'm from the US, by the way. So I believe for because this internship is unpaid, so you do not need to apply for any like visa. Basically for US citizens, you will be able to enter Paris for up to 90 days, visa exempt. So it means you do not to apply for visa. But if you have any like concerns at all, please just feel free to submit your applications, and then the admission advisor will let you know more in details about in case you would need any documents to register your travel or any like visa to any of our locations. Is there an age limit for the candidates? So thanks, Joanne. No, you only need to be above 18 to be able to participate in our programs, and there's no age limit. Funny enough, I did have a intern who was like 40 something years old, and he had a great experience there. So yeah, you guys are all welcome to join our programs. Yes.
Right. So if you have any questions, you can raise your hand and like speak with us as well. We do have the global ambassadors, the two alumni. They can answer your question as well, like instead of just hearing from us, the company as well. Um, I can also share from my part, like apart from being alumni relations, I am also a program manager in Bangkok. So as Trang has said, we do take care of you like from the first day you land in a location, like until the day you leave as well. So the staff is very helpful and will like be ready to help with you. Like even if you have emergency like at night, we are ready to like tackle on the problem that arises as well.
That's really great. Um,
In the meantime, Tran, can you like explain about the process? I think the placement process, like the applicants can choose up to 3 locations and 3 career fields, right?
Yes, absolutely. I can explain a little bit more about the application process and specifically the placement process as I think that a lot of you guys will be wondering about that. So for the application process, as mentioned, you would need to let us know like your resume and also what's gonna be your preferences in terms of your locations and your career field sectors. So you can choose up to 3 different career field sectors. And then during the advising call, we're gonna be talking in more details about what's your experiences, what your strength is, and also what are you expecting to learn and what skills or what sectors that you would like to gain throughout the internship. So after the internship, if you enroll in our programs, you will go through a placement process. So for the placement process, you'll be introduced to our placement team who will be responsible for reviewing your profile to see if there's any other adjustment that needs to be made. And then they will also sending out your resume to potential host companies and advocate for your profile as well. So host companies will also need some time to review your profile before coming up with the interview decisions, which means after a couple of weeks, the placement team will let you know directly if you receive an interview request from a host company. So it's like a normal, job interview where you learn more about company, like who they are, what types of projects they're having. Also, maybe propose some other tasks or roles that you would like to learn so that the host companies can tailor the internship plans better for you. After the interview, if the host company would like to offer you an internship roles, then the placement team will inform you of the offer. But in the case, let's say it's not a match and, you know, there's something happen, then the placement team will keep looking for another host company for you to interview with. Because again, this is a guarantee internship. So by the time that you depart for the locations, you will receive an internship placement with the host company. Yeah, but like our goals is to make sure that the match or like the companies you be working with will aligns perfectly with your experience, your preferences, and it needs to match with what the company has to offer as well. So like capacity, availability of the projects. But rest assured that you will be receiving a placement information plan, which is like all the details about the companies and also what potentially would be the internship plans would be like. So you can expect what you should be doing for the time that you're doing the internship. And also, again, we will have the program teams on the ground, such as juniors in Bangkok. We do have them like they local and they're gonna be in all the locations that we're offering. So they will be in close contact with the host company and yourself as well. So if there's any questions, any concerns at all, throughout the time that you're doing the internship, you will have someone from CRCC Asia to reach out to. Uh, yeah. So we're gonna wait for a couple minutes more for the Q&A sections, but I just want to share like a really great thank you for everyone who's joining the webinar today, and especially for Matthew and Gonas. You guys been amazing for sharing your stories. I hope their stories have been helpful and inspiring for you guys who still like considering of joining the programs. But yes, thank you so much, and yeah,
Yeah, I
we're
was
gonna
just
be.
thinking about question from the last session. Like there was a question to the alumni, like, have you ever been in a situation where people around you cannot speak English, and like do you like how much do you need the skills of the language of the host country? Yeah, can if you would like to share, Matthew and Carlos, you can share as well.
So I can touch a little bit on that first. I remember at first when I stopped by, like when I got to South Korea, I was intimidated by the fact that a lot of people there, like I thought couldn't speak English. But then it turned out that like in a lot of the countries that CRCC Asia hosts, I think English is like it's pretty integrated into a lot of the cities. And a lot of people do like understand generally what you say. Maybe they can't like or they won't communicate with you directly. But pretty much like through all the programs that CRCC Asia provided for us, so the experiences that we got to go on, the sites we got to visit and all that, there were English speaking tour guides that led us around and that showed us to different places. So like on the actual I guess experiences on the programs, there won't ever be an issue with English. I can't say the same for when you go outside on your own and do your own endeavors. But then they CRCC Asia, I remember it set me up with a lot of the translating apps and the local apps needed to get around Seoul. So in that case, it made my life definitely a lot easier. And it wasn't really a big issue, except for in certain cases when I decided to like go out farther from the city and all that. But then that was on my own. So
For me, I think it's a little it's different. So like it's manageable without speaking Japanese for sure. Um, they make it very accessible. So it's interesting how I think, especially in Asia, how they're able to modernize, but also keep their tradition and culture. So a big thing that they also maintain, but also do integrate is the English language. So I remember, um, in like in all major areas, including like subway stations or train stations, the stops are all in English. Like they are also in Japanese, but like it's like it goes from Japanese to English, Japanese to English. So it's very accommodating in that way. Google Translate for sure helped out a lot, but also like Matthew said, people assume you're not from there, especially if you don't look like you're from there, aren't dressing that way that people do there. They already kind of know you probably speak English. So most people, I think, although they couldn't directly communicate to you, you'd still be able to get what you needed from them. Like if you go to a coffee shop, they could, they'd understand, oh, I want a medium latte and how much, like things like that. It's very, um, you can totally navigate through it. But then like if you go to a store and things related to that nature, they're totally able to help you. And then again, like how accessible like signs are in public transportation is and with Google Translate, it ends up being not that big of a deal unless you don't have your phone on you, like because it's like last resort you need Google Translate. And I would say also, in these countries, people are generally very nice. They will stop to help you. They don't necessarily put you in places that are dangerous. So, and I just found that I don't know if this is like maybe most Asian cultures, but definitely Japanese culture nowadays. Like they're very kind people. They'll stop. They'll give you the time of day, especially if you look lost. They'll care. Um, but yeah, I think there was one time where I didn't have my phone and I left my umbrella there at a restaurant and I come back and I'm trying to tell him, I'm like, "Did you see an umbrella?" And he couldn't understand anything I was saying. So that was probably the hardest part. But then, what I'm trying to say is like Japanese people are very nice. Like a local came with her phone and helped me, even though she didn't speak any English. So, yeah, it's very, if you don't speak Japanese, it's fine. I think I came to Japan knowing nothing. I left knowing about 10 phrases, and I was fine. So, all you really need to do is, I would say the most that you need to know is, um, cultural norms like bowing, saying thank you, how to say hi, how to get someone's attention. But other than that, it's pretty okay. It's like, what would you do if someone was around you who didn't speak English? You would help them out too. So it's kind of like in some sort of way, try to communicate with them. So it didn't end up being that big of a deal.
Awesome.
Thank you. I see a question to an alumni relations as well. So let me introduce myself again. I am Junior, currently based in Bangkok, and I am the program coordinator in Bangkok and also alumni relations coordinator. So yes, we do engage with alumni even after they have finished. So we are in a like stage where we are exploring how we are creating the alumni network. So what we aim is like you can see Golnas and Matthew as one of the alumni that we have invite them to be closely engaged with us. They are now our global ambassadors. So yeah, so these are the examples of how we incorporate alumni into us as well. But also we have up to 11,000 students sent abroad, but currently we are like in the process of fostering the alumni network together, and hopefully we can like foster that kind of network to be an opportunity for you in the future as well. For Ganas and Matthew, like, have you ever feel lonely being abroad, like going there by yourself in the beginning and like during the term, like did you find connections and friends, both like the local and international as well?
I
Oh,
guess I can speak on that. Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
I think for me, so being somewhat of an introvert, even back home, going there was a bit scary, but then I definitely found a lot of connections over there. I remember my first connections were actually the CRCC Asia staff that I met at the airport, and I still like stay in touch with them now. So that's been a really cool experience. But then I think part of what makes the entire like idea of going abroad in general so interesting is just sometimes like disconnecting from the world almost, at least in my case, like just having the chance like kind of like not knowing the language, so not necessarily being able to like be inundated with information everywhere and hearing like tons of voices everywhere and understanding everyone, kind of made me have to like think and reflect on myself a little bit. And everywhere I went, I found myself to be a lot more observant, I guess, of what other people were doing. And what um like like the culture and the norms and the way other people acted. So that definitely made me more aware of like the things that were going on around me. But then I think over time, like just through the experiences that the program provided, so being able to go on those cultural tours, being able to, I think we got to stop by one of the universities in Seoul also, Seoul National University. And so we got to talk to a lot of the students there, and a lot of them were also international students. So that was really cool. Just to see like other students and what their lives were like. So over time, I think it definitely like it starts off being kind of scary, but then it gets a lot more, you get more used to it and more comfortable with it over time. And then eventually it becomes almost like something that's super like new but super nice, that you end up kind of missing when you come back home. So
Yeah, for me, I would say the same thing. I think when I was first going, I was like, am I like really going, you know? So, I got to the airport, like left, and then I remember on my layover, it was in Taiwan, and I'm like looking around and I'm like, wait, like did it like hit me? I was like, oh, I actually got on a plane and like went to Asia for 2 months. So, I think it was at first kind of like, what am I doing? Like, okay, I guess I'm doing this. Um but I think looking back, first of all, I don't feel intimidated at all to like travel abroad by myself, you know, because I think definitely being able to have assistance at first, someone to talk to now, like taught me like, you know, what to look out for, what to pack, what to think about when I'm there. Also, I apologize. I have a very clingy dog. I think one of the things about going there though was like things like that, missing my dog, missing my family, of course. But like Matthew said, you definitely come back and you're like, oh, I miss that, you know? Like I miss Japanese food, like genuine Japanese food. I miss being able to like walk around at like all hours of the night and like, you know, nothing, it's safe, you know? So definitely things like that. I definitely miss little aspects, and also it's like there's only things that you and the people there that you made friends with understand, you know? Like you can tell someone about your experience, but it's like having friends who were there with you. It's like, oh yeah, remember when we did that? Like you just kind of had to be there, you know? So, also another thing was like some of my bestest friends that I have now, I met in Japan recently. So, and like we had gone to the same school and we had never met each other, and now we're really good friends. I met a girl who she is originally from South Korea. Uh sorry about that. She is originally from South Korea. I met someone else from Oregon. So these people that like you genuinely would never have I would never would have connected with unless I had gone. So I would say it was very much worth it. And also at the end of the day, like if anyone's worried about money, just to share a little about my financial situation, I support myself through college. I have no help to get through college. So, it was definitely hard for me to even think about going. But I think at the end of the day, if you can, do it because the money comes back. You know, like money's meant to be spent. I'm sorry, my dog. Money's meant to be spent, right? And if you can do it, if you can make it work, I knew that I would get so much more for it. Like it was an investment, right? Like, um, I wasn't gonna get like the quick result, but even being able to put it on my resume, anytime I go anywhere, it's like people want to ask about it. What did you do? I would have never done it unless I had gone. And yeah, it's totally an investment into you. And Yeah, it's totally worth it, in my opinion. My dog would say otherwise, but I would say it's worth it.
Wow, that's really nice. Well, thank you so much, guys. Uh, I think, yeah, to like add up more a little bit about the language side, if you're encountering any like worriness about going abroad and doesn't know the language at all, please assure that our internship will be in English, even though like of course there's gonna be some point that you will need to use your common phrases that you need to be aware of, and also like Google Translate gonna be your best friend in that. But don't worry, like we have a team who'll be supporting you, teaching you some common phrases and all you need to know. But for those of you who would like to have like an official like language course before while you're doing the internship, we are offering like an online language course. We're actually like partnering with an online class, so you can learn about like Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese as well. If you are going like even Mandarins, while you're doing the internship, you can do the online class. So yeah, you can go into our websites and look more about the information on Flexi Class. But yeah, if you have any questions, just feel free to send us an emails and we'd be happy to answer them. Oh, I think we got a questions now as well. Do you get paid during the internship? So all of our internships are unpaid, because we do not want to limit our options in just paying companies. And also we would need to stick with the visa regulations of the local. So yeah, that's why our internship is gonna be unpaid. And link for scholarship. So if you go into our website, you can just see it's called 20 Forward Scholarship. Is right here. Yes. So if you go to our website, CRCC Asia, you can just see it's one of a tab called 20 Forward Scholarships, and there's going to be all the information there as well as the link for the application form for you. Oh, okay. Juniors also like pass in the link in the chat box if any of you guys are interested.
Okay, so I think time is up. But if you still have any questions, feel free to like just send us the text now. Like we have this burning minutes. So if any questions come, we will answer it right now. But otherwise, I think we have to like conclude our webinar for today.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap up our webinar today. And again, thank you everyone for joining. We really appreciate your participants. And yeah, if you have any questions like last minute one and would like to ask us privately, please feel free to stay up. We're gonna wait for like until 10 a.m. our side. But like for like 10 more minutes basically. And yeah, thank you, Matthew. And also Gomez, if you would like to stay in case there's any questions. Otherwise, it's completely fine. And we appreciate joining. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone.